Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be continuing the devotional about peace. This is a 5-part video series, so if you haven't watched the previous videos yet, I suggest you do so. I'll leave a link in the description below to the other videos, so you can go watch those before you watch this one. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you do not miss out on any of the future videos to this series or any other future videos on this channel. Alright, let's get into the video. So we all know that Jesus died on the cross, and then he rose again 3 days later after dying. But going a little bit more deeper into the subject, we all should also know that none of us actually deserve this free gift that God gave us. And a good example of this would be Romans chapter 3, verse 23. And it says this: "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." This amazing and free gift that God gives us truly shows us how forgiving and loving our God actually is. And when we accept this gift, like I said in the previous video, we will receive the overwhelming peace of God. And now you might say that, even after accepting this gift from God and becoming a Christian, that you feel like this overwhelming peace eventually grows distant and sometimes feels like it's not even there. And the problem with this is, and the reason why this happens, is because we're still human beings. We're still imperfect. We still fall into sin, and we're all still susceptible to worry. Yeah, we're all human. None of us are perfect. We all fall for the lies of this world sometimes. But the sad truth to it is that when we do fall for these lies, and we do use sin as a coping mechanism for our anxiety or our stress, it only causes guilt, because we know what we did not glorify God in any shape or form. And a good Bible verse to fix this and to get over this falling for sin to cope is Romans 8, 6-11. And it says this: "The mind governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the Spirit is life and peace. The mind governed by the flesh is hostile to God. It does not submit to God's law, nor can it do so. Those who are in the realm of the flesh cannot please God. You, however, are not in the realm of the flesh, but are in the realm of the Spirit. If indeed the Spirit of God lives in you, and if anyone does not have the Spirit of Christ, they do not belong to Christ. But if Christ is in you, then even though your body is subject to death because of sin, the Spirit gives life because of righteousness. And if the Spirit of Him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you, He who raised Christ from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies because of His Spirit who lives within you." So this Bible verse is basically telling us that the only true way to receive this overwhelming peace 100% of the time is to give our minds to God. Me and you, we're both of sin nature. If it wasn't for God, we would use sinful ways to cope with our anxiety and stress. But when we give our minds to God and we dedicate and trust in Him and obey Him and give all of ourselves to God, then He will always give us peace. And the problem with it is that when we use these sinful coping mechanisms and we have our mind into sin and we don't have our mind given to God, then it acts as kind of like a blocking from God, because you have that sin in your mind, so God can't enter your mind to give you that peace that you need because of that sin that you've allowed in. So the only way to truly have it 100% of the time and to not feel like it's gone away is to take away the sin part and give your mind to God 100%. Trust in Him and obey Him 100%. So I chose another Bible verse for this little devotional video, and it's basically a definition of what God's peace really is. And it's Philippians 4, 6-7, and it says this: "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." So this is what God's overwhelming peace looks like, and this is what you can have if you truly dedicate 100% of your life to Christ. Now, the last tip that I have for you today is to stop worrying. I know how hard it is to stop worrying, and would be impossible for us as humans to do it without God. But if you pray to God and you ask God to give you some of His overwhelming peace, I'm not guaranteeing you that He will give it to you, but I guarantee you that He will help you through it. And to end this video, I wanted to ask one question. Have you ever been overwhelmed with God's peace in tough situations? If you have, put it in the comment section below. I'd like to hear it. So this is the end of the video. Remember, there's going to be 2 more videos to this series about peace and about what God has to say about peace. So stick around for that, and like this video and subscribe to the channel so that God can use me to give you a better understanding of His Word. Thank you.